basic oil change. If I can do it, you can do it. And it's a great way to save money. So my car was due for an oil change. My son here decided he wanted to help me. And in this 2019 Ford Escape, it actually has a splash guard underneath. So we have to take that off first. But as you can see, I just pulled up onto some ramps that we have. I put down a big metal tray, a waterproof old towel thing that my husband gets from his work, and a container to catch all the oil. But if you don't know what your car takes as far as the filter and oil, that's okay. You can walk into any auto shop and they would be happy to help you. I go into O'Reilly's and I go up to the counter and just ask for an oil filter for the year, make, and model of my car, and it's $7. Okay, and then we already had oil on hand, which is 5W30 for my car, and I needed 5 quarts. That came out to probably around 12 to 15 bucks. So oil change for less than 30 bucks, can't beat it. So here I start with unscrewing the bolt to the oil container and allowing the oil to pour out into the green container. When you unscrew the bolt, okay, you're going to use a socket wrench just to loosen it enough where you can finish it by just using your hand, and you want to push in on the bolt while you unscrew it so that oil doesn't come out. And then when you know it's totally ready, you just pull it away and let the oil pour into the container. At this point, I just walk away and let it do its thing. So I'm not going to put it back or try to put the bolt back until it's just dripping oil. That's it. I prefer to do oil changes when my car's been sitting for a while. That way the oil itself and the surrounding area of the engine aren't hot. Okay, so I can see that it's just about done here. So I'm going to take the bolt, I'm going to screw it back in. Okay, I'm going to get it as tight as I can with just my hand, and then I'll take the socket wrench and tighten it. And I'll just take an old rag, and just wipe up any drips. Okay, so I tighten it down pretty well, come back through, get any drips all around the oil container. The next thing I remove is the oil filter. So we've removed the old oil, we put the bolt back. Now we remove the oil filter. Okay, so that'll get replaced here. This is by far the easiest car I've ever changed an oil filter in. It's vertical, it's right there and very accessible. Most of the time it's up a little bit higher and you need a tool to help loosen it. Rookie mistake here, I forgot to put gloves on. Make sure you wear some latex gloves. It makes this so much cleaner. I can't believe I did that, but it is what it is. So you just keep unscrewing until it comes out into the hand, and then you pour the remaining oil into the container and then wipe any excess oil off of the car. I still can't believe I did that. So you just pour the oil out, take an old rag, and then wipe up everything. And I had to go wipe up my hands before I finished. Okay, so now that I have gloves on, I'm going to wipe up any drips I see anywhere. You just take your time. You don't want to be in a rush. Okay, also look where the oil filter came off, making sure that the old rubber rim is not still on there. On the new oil filter, what you just saw me do is take some old oil and rub it on the rubber seal. Okay, and then you put it up there, tighten it down with your hands or with a tool that you have. And now that the bolt is back in and now that the new oil filter is back on, you add the new oil. Okay, this portion just takes a little time and patience. I go ahead and unscrew or unlock each of the caps to make it a little bit easier and quicker. Oil is very messy, so it's good to just take your time and be patient here. Okay, and in my car, I just looked in the user manual. It said it takes 5 quarts of 5W30, and so that's what I have here. once all of the quarts are in, then it's time to clean up. While I do this part, I go ahead and I leave my car on the ramps, but I turn it on just to let it run, make sure there's not any last minute oil leaks or anything that I need to check. So here I stack up all the oil containers that I just used. They're empty. And what I'm going to do is put all the old oil back into these. So you cannot throw oil away. Okay, it has to be recycled. So I know you can take it to AutoZone or O'Reilly's. I would just call ahead first and ask, but I think you can drop off old oil there. In our city, they actually have a program where we can just leave it by our trash on pickup day and they take it for us. So this is how you dispose of it. Again, it just takes a little time and patience. And I'm just going to fill up each container. If you notice, I put it towards the camera, but it's hard to see. There's a spot on the oil containers that is clear, and you can actually see where the oil level is. So that's what I'm watching here so I know when I need to switch to the next container. And you just take your time and you fill up each container as far as it'll go. Okay, so my car takes 5 quarts. It filled up about 4.5 quarts. Once you're all done, then I just take old rags and I wipe everything off, all the oil, and those rags just get tossed. So this oil container, the green container, gets wiped off. I do wipe down all of the blue containers that had the oil in it. I wipe out the funnel, and all that stuff goes back to storage. And then on trash day, I'll put this oil out with trash. So changing your oil is not difficult. It's actually really easy, and it's a great way to save money. And it's also kind of fun to know how to change your own oil. Enjoy.